All right, let's do this.
All right, you guys, today I am going to be testing out a product that is like no other. I have no clue how the beauty industry never came up with a product like this before. I am talking about the Microfiber Velvet Sponge. This is from the brand Juno & Co. I'm gonna go ahead and leave them listed down below for you guys if you wanna check it out. Sorry, it's dirty. Obviously, you guys are gonna see me trying it out, but it is very dirty, as you guys can see. I'm going to be comparing on camera for you guys with the Beauty Blender as well. I'm gonna do one side of my face with the Beauty Blender and then one side of my face with the Microfiber Sponge. I gave you guys my own personal opinion and what I like the most and what I thought was definitely the best fit for me. This Microfiber Sponge retails for $6 as the Beauty Blender retails for $20. But yeah, if you guys want to see me compare these two sponges and try out this really weird, cool velvet sponge, then just keep on watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can stay informed of all my videos coming up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I wish you guys could like feel this thing from my camera. I wish I could just bring this right through that computer screen and have you guys just feel this thing because this is freaking unreal. Like, can you guys see that? This thing is so freaking cool. I don't know if you guys can like see the fibers and see how velvety it is. It's just so cool. Oop, it's got a bubble. I'm going to be testing out a beauty blender on one side of my face, just a regular beauty blender that you would buy at Sephora. And then I'm going to be testing the microfiber sponge on the other side. And we're gonna compare the two and see how they both apply. This one retails for $20 at Sephora, which is freaking nuts, and this one retails for $6 on Juno & Co. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it listed down below if any of you guys want to try this out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing wet. That's what she said. And I will be right back. Okay, so here are the sizes compared. The Beauty Blender is still just a bit bigger than the microfiber sponge. It's so weird because the size honestly didn't change that much on the microfiber sponge. Maybe just a little bit, but not too much. I'm so freaking curious to see how this thing applies, you guys. I've heard that it doesn't soak in all the product. It leaves most of it at the top, so that way you're not like constantly wasting product. I'm actually going to be wearing foundation for today's video because I wanted to give it a full in-depth review. I'm going to be using it for foundation, concealer, and I'm also going to be using it to set my face as well. So you guys are going to see all of that with both beauty blenders. I'm gonna go ahead and do one side of my face with the Beauty Blender. Like the cheap bee I am, I'm gonna go ahead and use this foundation. This is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. A sample size of it. Not sure how much I need. I feel like I'm putting on too much foundation. Definitely putting on too much foundation. I feel like that's gonna be a lot. All right, and then with the Beauty Blender, I'll go ahead and just pound this into the skin. Whoa, that's what she said. God, this feels so weird. I'm not used to wearing stuff all over my face. All right, you guys, I went ahead and set one side of my face with the Beauty Blender. I feel like everything is pretty even. I definitely feel like it's soaked up a lot of product like most beauty blenders do, obviously. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put foundation on this side of my face. I feel like this thing is already dry. If I press on it hard enough though, some of the water comes out. That's so weird. All right, let's see how this thing applies. When I tell you guys, this thing feels so freaking weird on my skin. You guys, this thing is actually kind of crazy. Look at all the product is just sitting on top of here. And I feel like I actually put on way too much foundation than I actually needed using this product. I feel like my skin looks so much more airbrushed on this side and a little bit more natural as opposed to this side. This side, I already see it's starting to sink in more here and everything's starting to look more dry on this side as well. At first, I didn't know like how to apply this. I thought you just pat it in like how you would with like a normal beauty blender. But instead I started like dragging it around and it started giving me this airbrush finish all over this side of my face. I'm excited to keep testing this thing out. This thing is so cool. I'm gonna use my tried and true Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and then I'm also gonna put a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape over top. Now the Tarte Shape Tape. And I think I definitely put too much of the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Beauty Blender on this side. Yep, gives full coverage, still looks really good. Of course, because it's the Beauty Blender. I definitely see all the product soaking in for sure with the Beauty Blender though. I'm gonna go ahead and test out this side now with the microfiber sponge. Same exact thing, gonna use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer and then the Tarte Shape Tape right there just to highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and use the microfiber sponge. I'm gonna use this tip here from the sponge and just pat it into the skin. Definitely think I used too much than I needed on this, you guys. Look at all the product is just sitting on top and I feel like I barely needed anything. And I feel like this side has so much more coverage than this side. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight certain areas of my face using the Tarte Shape Tape. So a little bit on my chin, a little bit down the ridge of my nose, and then just a little cross on my forehead. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the microfiber sponge for this because I wanna see how it blends out. You guys can definitely hear it though. It's dry. Like, it feels dry. I don't know if I'm not supposed to wet it. I think I am. I thought it works like a normal beauty sponge, but I don't know. You guys, when I tell you that blended out like nothing, all the product is still on top of here. I can still feel product. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm gonna test both sponges. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Beauty Blender, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and set my concealer with this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use the microfiber sponge. You can see the product right there. And I'm gonna see how this applies now. All the powder is still right there. You guys, you barely need any product with this. Like, you know how you usually have to go ham with your concealer or foundation when using a beauty blender? With this, all the product literally just sits on top and you can just keep using it over and over and you don't have to go in for a second application. Again, you guys, I feel like this side is so much more airbrush looking than this side. I was not expecting this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try my cream bronzer with using this product because I really want to see how this applies using that sponge. I'm extremely curious now. So I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. I'm gonna be doing this side using the Beauty Blender. I'm gonna go ahead and just carve out my cheekbone on this side. Gonna go ahead and contour my forehead as well. And as you guys see, this soaks up a lot of the product, but it still applies really well as well, so I can't really complain because the application is nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply this side of my face with the microfiber sponge. I don't know what side to like use it on though. I'm gonna try a corner. I'm gonna dip it in. Again, I think I used way too much product than I needed. I'm just gonna go ahead and chisel this out here. I feel like that looks so much more airbrushed already. You guys, I'm already done applying this side. I put too much for my freaking forehead again. All right. Yep, more than I needed. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off some of this on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna blend this out. All right, I'm gonna contour my nose just a tad with this as well, since I have some product left over on it. I didn't dip this sponge in again, just so you guys know. This is still left over from me doing my forehead. That is crazy. All right, you guys, I think I have my verdict. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup off camera really fast, and I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. Hey, you guys. Okay, so before I actually give my final verdict, I want to try one more thing out with this microfiber sponge. All right, so I'm gonna try to find a bare part of this sponge. I'm gonna dip it into my cream highlight. This is the ColourPop Lunch Money highlight. I try not to use as much product this time. This is how much I used. Only doing a little bit. And now... well, my verdict is settled. All right, you guys, so clearly out of the two, I am definitely 100% gonna go with the microfiber sponge. I am so shocked by how freaking good this sponge is. It applied my makeup so beautifully. I feel like my skin looks airbrushed right now on this side of my face. I barely had to use any product when using this sponge. Everything just sat at the top, which is so cool. It didn't just sink into the sponge. Everything just stayed at the top and it was all I needed. I just had to keep patting it in, and it just gave me such a flawless finish to the skin. There's still water in here, and it feels dry. This is so crazy. I can't get over it. It's so weird to me, but it worked. It worked. Does a beauty blender work? Yes. Does it soak up all your product though? Yes. Is it $20? Yes. When there are sponges at the drugstore that are so much better that also soak up your product but not as much and are way cheaper? Yes. Is this only $6 and does not soak up your makeup, keeps it all at the top, you barely need any, and gives you such a beautiful, flawless airbrush finish? Yes. It's very clear to see who's the winner here right now, you guys. I'm definitely gonna go with the microfiber sponge. This thing totally blew me away. I did not expect to love this as much as I do, and I'm gonna be using this so much more. This is my new favorite sponge, I gotta say. I gotta test it out a few more times, but as far as today, me trying this out, my new favorite sponge. But yeah, you guys, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and have a great rest of your night or day wherever you guys may be. I will see you guys in my next video. And remember, stay weird, my friends. Bye, you guys.